Good morning. This is Pearl from Tuned In Tarot. And if you are having deja vu, so am I. I just tried to do a live stream. My mic cut out about 15 minutes into the reading. I went 40 minutes in before noticing that it wasn't working. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. I'm trying to believe how that's possible, but it is possible. I'm going to do it again. So we're going to go back to Divine Feminine. If you have already seen the beginning of this reading, I do apologize for the reiteration, although maybe there will be some new messages that are about to come through. But I remember what I said, and I remember what is going on. So, since this is a new beginning of the video, let me just reiterate that what I look at is the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies inside of ourselves. Understanding that whatever state we find these energies in, we're going to see reflected back to us in the outside world. So if we want to see changes in individuals in our lives, or we're blaming people for the way that things are in our environment, we need to take stock of this balance inside of ourselves. It is not about a specific person. It is about what is inside of you. All right. I see this is green here and I am getting sound. So I'm going to continue. We're going to start at the very beginning of this reading. Welcome. If you were here before and you lost sound, now you can hear me. Great. Let's start from the very, very beginning. I apologize if you have already seen this, but maybe there will be new messages coming through. We're starting with Divine Feminine because she had the most cards visible today, although now I know all the cards. Divine Feminine, top of the deck, overall headspace for her is the Knight of Swords in its reverse position. This is because Divine Feminine is being aware of, thinking about, has at the forefront of her mind, constantly going back and forth, back and forth. She's thinking about a specific Divine Masculine who has not come to her in truth, clarity, directness, chivalry, taking any action, not coming fast. He's not bringing any of this to her. He's not bringing any of this happiness. He's not bringing what she wants, right? So she's thinking about this a lot. But she's refusing to see the truth there with those thoughts about this divine masculine that she's focused on. She's kind of not seeing totally the truth about her own lack of directness, clarity, truthfulness, taking swift action. So there is a resistance here to kind of seeing her own truth, because this card has the same meaning in its reversal that it does for divine masculine. Not really wanting to see that truth, not wanting to bring that truth to the self, right? The niggling feeling in the back of her mind is the Nine of Wands, upright. So this is a card that is about healing. It is about having to isolate and take care of oneself because you have been through a battle and you've received grievous wounds and you have a lot of healing to do. And you're persevering through these wounds and it's exhausting. Right? So there's all those elements of that card. Divine Feminine is having some awareness. The Divine Masculine is not ready because he's still having to heal these inner wounds. And she's not wanting to see this truth because it's much easier to just blame him, right? It's much easier to be like, he can't get his shit together, da 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 da. But really, this is about her energy. They are twins, so she's matching him. She has deep wounds that still need healing, that are exhausting her. And she's kind of not wanting to be super honest with herself about the fact that Divine Masculine is really only mirroring her energy. And look at that synergy that's in the imagery on the Fountain Tarot there. Very telling, very interesting. So that is what she's thinking about. The first thing on her mind is the Seven of Cups in its reversed position. So she's not confused. She's got a single-minded focus. When we see this upright, we're seeing somebody that's experiencing confusion. They don't know exactly what to choose. They have a lot of options, a lot of opportunities, a lot of feelings, and they're feeling overwhelmed. And they're also feeling like they have to choose something in order to be whole. But this divine feminine is not feeling that. She's not confused. She's very clear. She has a single minded focus on that union inside of herself. But what she's not wanting to see the truth about is her single minded focus involves this King of Cups. This is who she wants. This is who she's trying to attract to her. He is kind, caring, compassionate, just, chivalrous. He's intuitive. He's sensitive, right? And he's silent. He doesn't speak because, in order to rule his kingdom, he has to keep a straight face and protect his people from emotional reactivity, which he knows causes issues. So, divine feminine is aware that divine masculine remains silent and quiet in order to protect her from being too emotionally reactive. He's having a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of reasons that have destabilized their foundation, because here's this Four of Wands in its reversal. So her single-minded focus is that this King of Cups and her experience this sacred union. But the foundation between them is destabilized because she doesn't know the truth about what's going on with this King of Cups, who has to remain silent to protect her. And here's the Ace of Pentacles, which is clarifying what she's not confused about: the single-minded focus on her ability to manifest this material abundance, which comes through her union with this King of Cups energy. So she's wanting to receive this offer from him, a real world offer, abundant, fertile, nurturing, like a really blessed offer from the heart space. Even though this is about the material world, it's green, right? For the heart space, that heart chakra energy. And then we have the Six of Swords. We have the King of Cups being clarified by the Six of Swords. And in the Fountain Tarot, we do get a sense that there are two individuals there. There's a divine masculine, and there is somebody sitting in front of him in the boat. So we are assuming here that divine feminine is actually thinking about this King of Cups, ferrying them away to sanctuary, figuring out how to use the struggle and strife and everything that has gone between them, and being able to get from where they were to where they want to go. But it is unknown what will happen. There's a trust here that all of the strife that has happened, all of the obstacles that have been in front of them, will take them where they want to go. So that's her energy there in regards to that King of Cups, wanting him to express, to bring them to safety, but also understanding that this King of Cups energy is protective of her. Anybody who's going to take you away from this strife, they're protective of you. They're protecting you from what is embedded in these swords. They're protecting you from being hurt by their past, all of those things that this King of Cups does to maintain silence so that he doesn't cause panic or upset or disturb anyone, in order to stabilize and ground this sacred union. Divine Feminine is thinking about how she's starting to understand that really this is what has happened between them. But she has this overthinking going on, which is the Page of Swords, clarifying this Four of Wands in reverse. So this is what is blocking this. This is what is destabilizing. The divine masculine needs to pick up this sword, this new idea, this new energy. He needs to embody this new energy towards the sacred union and shift into a stable foundation in this union. He really needs to be brave enough to do this. Even though he doesn't know how to wield the sword, because he's a King of Cups. And he's not quite sure exactly how to come in that Knight of Swords energy. He definitely needs to pick up that sword and shift into this new energy and stabilize this foundation. And this is the overthinking. This is the Two of Swords. We have Divine Feminine in a standstill, not wanting to make a decision. She doesn't want to choose between this King of Cups sanctuary feeling she's getting from that Six of Swords energy. Basically, the idea is if Divine Masculine isn't able to embody this energy, he isn't able to pick up the sword, even though he doesn't know how to wield it, then she has to make a decision to go her own way. And she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to give up on the King of Cups. All the work that she's done, everything that has happened between them, she's not ready to give up this dream of that Four of Wands with this King of Cups. And to emphasize that, we have top of the deck, overall heart space, the Five of Swords in reverse. So she does not want to accept defeat. She does not want to accept defeat in regards to this Knight of Swords. He might not be here yet. He might not have moved into that page energy. I also sense that she thinks he has maybe moved into this page energy. And this is why she's at a standstill and can't move. Because we didn't see a reversal on this, like he's unwilling to. We saw this in her headspace upright, as if maybe my Divine Masculine is ready to pick up this sword. And I don't want to give up on this possibility. I don't want to accept this defeat because it's possible that he's actually ready to speak his truth and to give me something new, to give me a new energy. And so she's really not wanting to accept defeat because of the niggling feeling in her heart space, which is the Star, because she is filled with hope about this relationship manifesting, or this, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but the thing that she is wanting to manifest. She is hopeful that actually that Divine Masculine part of self, he's actually picking up that sword. He seems like he's starting to be ready to reveal to her. So she's being very hopeful that she doesn't have to make this choice to go her own way and cut him out. She is in her Empress energy. This is what single-minded focus has helped her achieve, because she has been willing to focus on herself. She has managed to bring herself into this Empress energy. She's fertile, abundant, creative. The Queen of Pentacles graduating into the Empress, the major arcana version. She's fixed. She's fixed in place right now. She knows what it is that she wants. She knows what she desires. She has conquered all of these kingdoms, and she embodies all of the queens. She truly is not confused, not overwhelmed. She knows that she is powerful and that she is in her power and that she is wife material. She knows what a package she is. She has taken stock. She wrote down somewhere what she brings to the table, and it's a lot. And because she has this awareness, it is bringing her this victory over this King of Cups energy. She's victorious because she's an Empress, whether she hears it from this Divine Masculine or not. She's an Empress, whether she sees that Page of Swords or not. She is her own Empress. She is her own powerful being. And that is victory over this king. She wants him. That's that Ace of Pentacles energy. She wants this King of Cups. But the victory is, I'm okay without him. I have faced my Tower moment and I'm still the Empress. So I'm victorious, whether I share that with him or not. And in the Crow Tarot, it's a shared victory. So she's sharing this victory with this King of Cups, that she is in her Empress energy. This Four of Wands in reverse, this destabilized foundation of their union is clarified by the Tower. The victory is over this Tower. The victory is over what has destabilized the foundation for her. She can bring herself her own foundation, of course. She wants to share it in that shared victory with the divine masculine. She still has to release and allow this crumbling to take place. The attachments that are still there, still blocking the foundation, this destabilizing energy that caused this tower to come down, what it consisted of is her attachment. So as this tower falls, she works to rebuild in the 3D, because we have the 3 of Pentacles clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. So this is working together, collaborating together, doing this work to rebuild this tower. And it is taking that offer she receives from this divine masculine, which is abundant, fertile, creative, everything that a Queen of Pentacles, or rather an Empress in this case, could possibly desire. We have her in this energy of wanting to build this offer into this 3D reality, to work on this with divine masculine. And then we have this interesting imagery of the 4 of Swords, which when I see this card looks like overthinking to me. And that is clearly what's going on in her headspace, because she has too many cards. So she is doing this overthinking. And it is in regards to the 6 of Swords. So there's a little bit too much overthinking about the pain and struggle and strife, and thinking how, where, how and where are we going and when, and too much of that. And she's needing to kind of surrender and go into prayer and trust and have faith in the journey and everything. Her heart is urging her to do that. There is also this desire for her to express. She wants to be able to come out of the silence. I have this feeling she wants to tell this divine masculine that there has been this victory, that there is sanctuary, that they're going there together. She's wanting to find some way to express this to him. And she's also wanting divine masculine to express to her about his desire to bring this 6 of Swords energy, which, by the way, is in the same row as the 6 of Wands. And I think we have 3. We have the 6 of Wands, 6 of Swords, and then we have 6 of Pentacles also coming up for divine masculine. So lots of 6 energy, reciprocity, which would be wonderful for this couple. And then finally, clarifying these last 2 thoughts in the headspace, this standstill that she's in, because she doesn't want to make a choice regarding this divine masculine. She wants to wait for him to grow up, to mature, to heal, to go through that 9 of Wands energy before she chooses to walk away from him. Her heart space is clarifying this with this Ace of Swords. So this is new energy, this new idea, and it's swift, and it's truth, and it's clarity. And her heart is willing to be in a new energy in regards to that divine masculine, and actually feels a little bit that it's in agreement with this. Don't make a decision yet, because something really new is coming, and you're going to have clarity, and you're going to understand what exactly this divine masculine has been hiding. So that's divine feminine. Let's head over to divine masculine, which it's very interesting to do a reading 2 times in a row. Very, very interesting energy. I've only had to do one other time. Okay. Top of the deck, overall headspace for divine masculine. Queen of Swords in reverse. So what is this about? It is about all of his worries and fears about this queen. He's afraid. He's got some plans to talk to her. He's also a little bit he's running a little blind here without much of a strategy right now, because things have shifted so much that he's just kind of like, all the plans, all the strategies I've put into place don't seem to pan out. So I'm kind of going to come towards this divine feminine with way less of a strategy than I originally planned. So there's that aspect in this forefront of the mind. But it's also really about desiring divine feminine to be approachable, not to be intimidating, not to be defensive, not to be cutting, to use her mind and her intellect. He thinks of her as brilliant. He thinks she's a brilliant opponent, a brilliant adversary. I remember when I did this reading last time, I said something about the Queen's Gambit energy. Like, she's a formidable, like, chess prodigy. She knows his every move. She can predict them. She can counter them. And like, he's got a lot of fear about how she's going to respond to him revealing the truth, because this is the niggling feeling in his headspace. He is ready to come out of the Seven of Swords energy and reveal to divine feminine his reasons, his everything that has held up the connection, everything that has kept him from coming towards her, everything that has kept this manifestation from happening. He's about to show her. So remember, she's afraid. She's afraid to see the truth. She's afraid to discover that her own healing, her own inner wounds are just being reflected back to her. And so she's afraid to see the truth, and he's afraid for her to see the truth. He's also feeling like he doesn't have a strategy for approaching this queen either. Like I said, he's feeling like he just kind of doesn't really have the same kind of plans he had originally. Things have changed. He's healed. He's grown. He's listened to divine feminine. He's taken her feelings into consideration and what would be best for her, right? The first thing on his mind, Princess of Cups energy. So this is Page of Cups, but this is really about divine feminine. This isn't about himself right now. This is about her. It is about himself in that he has true love for her. He's kind of innocent and immature in this love. He's awkward in his expression. Like, this is definitely something he has worries and concerns about being afraid of. But this card is about divine feminine's true love for him. You can see how she's got her hands over top of this cup. And it looks like she could easily slide them over so that she could block his ability to either give to her, to pour into her cup, or his ability to receive this true love. And she's got this bemused look on her face too. Like, all right, I'll listen to you. Like, let's see what he has to say. So he's hoping that she can remain innocent and in this true love for him, because he's really afraid that he has weakened the connection between them through his weakness. That he has been calling on divine feminine's strength and trusting in her strength and putting her through her paces so that she is depleted in her energy. And he has had to rely so much on her strength instead of cultivating his own. And he's afraid that he might have finally pushed her to her limit. If such a thing could happen, he's concerned that he might have done this in his own weakness because he was not feeling strong enough to face the Hierophant, to face this Hierophant in its reversal, which is, of course, about legal contracts, marriage, higher learning, authority figures, rigid belief systems, structures, etc. He is concerned that he has challenged this true love for divine feminine because of his weakness in facing off these obstacles that he has perceived from outside of himself, which, you remember, if you were at the reading yesterday, he's starting to understand were actually coming from him. These 3D manifestations of obstacles were simply coming because he still had wounds that weren't healed, and the universe was just providing him with these formed, ready-made excuses for him not to come forward, when really it was about his own inability to mature in his energy and accept and receive and give love. And divine feminine mirrored him in her inability to receive and give love, right? So he's feeling that he's these are some of the truths he's got thinking about revealing to her. He's wanting her to understand, to be understanding of him when he says, like, I just felt like I wasn't strong enough to face off this past legal contract or this rigid belief system, and that is what blocked me from being able to share and be manifest with you and have this Queen of Pentacles here with him in 3D. And so this is who his true love is, of course, his Queen of Pentacles. This is who he truly loves. But his immature able to express to her and to be able to face off against that Hierophant energy that was really dictatorial and controlling of him. He's really afraid that that has blocked him from being able to be with her. Like he might have challenged her love too much. And he's yearning for this transformation. He's afraid that the amount of tension that exists, an amount of um like I don't want to say this, how much he has weakened the connection, that it will somehow prevent this rebirth, that it could prevent this transformation. He's trying not to be afraid of this. He's trying to trust in the strength of the connection, but he's really worried and concerned about it because of the effects of this third party. Here's that Three of Swords in its reversal. Third party energy that was probably a past marriage or some kind of rigid belief system, but whatever caused these wounds between them, which was a manifestation of their of where they were energetically. They weren't healed enough to be able to move forward towards one another. But these cards are in reverse. They're not upright. So this is an energy that is passing away. This is no longer a problem. This is something that he can reveal to her now. He can come in and tell her, hey, this is what was going on. But he's worried that he's challenged this relationship so much that the only thing he can hope for is that her true love is strong enough to be able to withstand the effects that this has had on them for the long term, because there are long term effects that are coming from this passing away of this third party energy. The top of the deck, the forefront of the heart space, is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this is about reciprocity. And when we look at it in the vice versa tarot, we can see this individual here, and he's supposed to be this benevolent, generous individual. And he has this whole little world, and he's, protecting it and being benevolent and everything. And then when we look at this side, we see an individual who is not so controlling, actually, but really appreciating and understanding that his ability to be generous and benevolent actually comes from outside of himself, from this divine energy, from the energy of spirit. So he is in his heart space right now. His heart is urging him into a state of appreciation. It is urging him to be generous and benevolent with himself and to take example from the divine in order to do this, because he needs to be generous with himself in order to move forward, which is the niggling feeling in his heart space, this Chariot energy. And in vice versa imagery, we're seeing this really interesting potential. Now, we could look at this card and see, oh, as he's traveling forward, the past is falling away. Or we could look at this and see that divine masculine has, from this cosmic space, because there's like space here underneath this road, from this cosmic place, this cosmic connection, he has been manifesting his reality. Where his focus is, that is where these pieces fall into place. And this is what allows the Chariot, this motion, to move forward. So the niggling feeling is there is motion forward. The forefront, the center of the heart, is that he must be appreciative and generous with himself and accept the generosity that's coming from the divine right now, because he has successfully allowed the divine to take the reins and help him move forward along his path. The first card up in his heart space is strength in reverse. That's right. You heard it here. Here's strength in reverse on the other side of the Page of Cups. So do you think he's worried about the true love? Do you think he's concerned that he has put too much pressure on divine feminine to stay strong while kind of being on the weak side himself and feeling like he's had nothing but weak sauce towards her, that he has not allowed the strength of their eternal connection and the strength of this true love to come through? So he has fear about that, and his heart and his head are in union. There is a fear here that he really has put the divine feminine through her paces and that she might not be able to hold this true love for him. So that's this fear. He's also afraid that the love that he has for her in his Page of Cups energy might be too immature or not good enough for this Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is being clarified by the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, right? Then we have the strength on the other side, okay? And then I can't make it up. What is clarifying the strength in reverse card? Oh, just this Queen of Pentacles. Can you, what the actual? Yeah. Nutty. So this Queen of Pentacles is clarifying the strength card. And this is what his heart is saying. His heart is like, did I deplete my divine feminine to the point where I won't be able to come before her? That's his head is saying. And his heart is like, no, you did not. Why? Because this is a Queen of Pentacles. You know it. A Queen of Pentacles sits on a throne, the foundation of the Empress's throne. This is what creates an Empress. This fertile, abundant, creative queen is strong enough. Look at how strong her throne is. Look what it's made of. The ancient history between them. So his heart is saying, no, you do not have to be afraid that divine feminine's love for you is depleted. This is a strong divine feminine. This is a fierce queen. And she is open to you and she is ready to receive you because of the ending of the cycles that have been blocking you, because you have learned, because this time of learning these lessons with this old ass energy is over. It's complete. Here is the world. Here she is. She was here in Divine Feminine's reading for the last 2 days, and she's moved into your heart space. You know this cycle is over. This cycle where this Hierophant energy has control, authority, rigidity, that is done. You can have divine feminine. She's the center of your world, and you are able to go towards her now because you are ending the cycle. What cycle? This one. Page of Pentacles. Approaching who? A queen. What the fuck does a queen do with a page? Nothing. A queen needs a king. So you are worried in your heart space that your offer is small. But this is the cycle that's ending. You have learned your lesson in regards to your worthiness. You have learned that the innocence that comes with the Page of Cups and the earnestness that comes with the Page of Pentacles, the desire to be your best, to be worthy, that is what will interest your Queen of Pentacles. She doesn't care about the size of this offer. She cares about whether you match her energetically. But she doesn't care about abundance. She doesn't care about the material. She's got her own. She's an empress. She doesn't need yours. She thought she did for a long time. So there's no shame in you thinking that she cared about that. She might have, but she doesn't anymore. And neither do you, because you are ending this cycle of worrying about being a loser. Here's your Temperance card. It's in reverse. Where is he? This guy that surrenders in the Hanged Man position, surrenders to perspective while Divine does this work. He's not there. Divine is eager to do this work and heal and help with this balancing energy. But Divine Masculine, you are resisting your Temperance energy. You're afraid. There's that strength and that freedom. You're not quite ready to embrace the strength and freedom that comes from allowing the divine to heal you. You're working on it. This is what you're working to transform and rebirth so that you can come before this Queen of Pentacles. And here's the final card. This is the Queen of Swords. There she is. In our vice versa. We're seeing it in on the other side, and we're seeing the back of her throne, and this is what Divine Masculine is hoping. The same thing he's hoping for in his headspace. Please be nice to me. Please understand. Please understand this third party energy and how much it affected me and my wounds, the wounds I carried, and how difficult it made me to really believe in my worth, really end those cycles where I felt I wasn't good enough, and that I struggle with Temperance energy. And he's hoping that she uses this clarity that she has and understanding not to block him, but to accept his truth, to accept the truth he wants to reveal, that he did the things he did because of his fear, because of his weakness, because he didn't feel strong enough to be able to face off this energy. And he's just longing for her to understand this. Alrighty, let's go to the oracles. We're getting to the point in the reading where I don't know what's coming, so there we go. Okay, Divine Feminine. You are in the shadow attributes right now of angel energy. And the shadow attributes include acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. I don't see that so much for you, although if that's an issue for you, take note, that's not something to falsely claim. You will receive retribution if you do things like that. I think what this is more about is what the light attribute is that you need to call in. The light attribute is helping those in need with no expectation of return. Now, in our field as healers, artists, etc., we have this work that we are called to do, which is to serve others through our craft, through whether that be laying hands, reading cards, playing music, creating visual images, writing stories, whatever it is that we do as healers in this collective. Most of us in this collective do those types of things. We must do with no expectation of a return. As soon as you start to impose expectations about getting something for what you're doing, you're going to lose control of that chariot. The motion forward is going to be halted, because as soon as you start to be grasping, you lose the whole game. This has to be done with no expectation of return. You have to love Divine Masculine without expecting to have him love you the same way in return. You have to perform services for others, not knowing if you will get a return for your investment. When I do personal readings, I give a suggested donation for that I charge for the 90 minutes or so that it takes me to do these type of readings with you live personally. But I really give that price, and that is a suggested donation. That is what I normally make for about that amount of time when I do work as a coach or teacher or whatever. But in this work, I accept that some people will be able to meet me there and some people won't. And I don't have an expectation of a return. It's like I get it or I don't. When I start to grasp it, I don't get readings. If I surrender and just say, you know what, if somebody needs a reading this week, I'm out there, I'm available, hit me up, whatever, that's when they come in. And that's when I see a return on my investment. And it is not because I expect it. Because in fact, I expect a lot of times I won't. I expect there will be people who need free help. I needed free help many times in my life. So, right? Do things because it feels good to help others. It feels good to be an angelic energy. And you are all called to be there because you are all star seeds, which is angelic energy, right? You are also in the shadow attributes of the king, which is excessive feelings of entitlement and rulership without restraint. Okay. You need to call in the light, which is enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. So, there is an aspect here, Divine Feminine. As an Empress, who could blame you? You are feeling some entitlement in regards to this Divine Masculine. As in, I do all these things and he's not doing anything for me, right? And I'm entitled to this kind of reciprocity, and I'm entitled to this, and I'm entitled to that. There's deserving and there's entitled, and you kind of got to sort those things out. Yes, you deserve reciprocity. Yes, you deserve love. Yes, you deserve, right? When you are in a state of reciprocity with others, when you are in a state of giving with others, then yes, you deserve a return. But you are not entitled to that return. You just deserve it. That's different. And you deserve it because of the energy you put in. If you're putting energy in that doesn't match what you are getting, that's one thing. But if you're putting energy in and you are getting energy back, and it is not exactly what you want, but it is energy, then you're heading into this place of entitlement where you're like, no, you need to give me this energy or I'm out of here. So you're controlling the parameters. Either you say this, and this to me, or we're done, right? You need to be enlightened. Why do you need those things? Why do you need Divine Masculine to do this, and this? Are you not doing those things for yourself? Do them for yourself. Why do you need Divine Masculine to do anything specific? Why can't he just be who he is, inhabit his space, express the way he desires to express, and you unconditionally love him? Because that's outside of you. That doesn't make you or break you. You're just like, okay. That doesn't mean you have to give him your attention 100%. If he's not matching your attention, you don't have to give it to him. But why does he have to do things specifically the way you want to do them? And Divine Masculine, same for you. Why does Divine Feminine have to express the way you want her to express? Because remember, this is both of you too, right? It's your balance inside of yourselves. So you need to be enlightened. You need to be benevolent leaders. And you need to benefit Divine Masculine. Benefit yourself. Benefit those around you. The Holy Spirit is here with peaceful energy. Now, this is the biggest, the most pervasive element of the divine, the third part of the three parts of God. That's who your guardian is today, the Holy Spirit, to bring you peace and enlightenment and to bring you that burning passion, right? That tongue of fire, connection to the divine. I am in the perfect position to get there from here. Nothing has to change in your environment or in the circumstances that surround you for you to begin to deliberately allow your own connection to the stream of well-being. You are in the perfect place right now to begin. So, nothing has to change in your circumstances. We have a tendency as humans to have the following dialogue with ourselves. I am going to start being more motivated to do something that makes me feel better, eat a certain way or move my body in a certain way or end a habit or whatever. I am ready to start doing those things as soon as I have X, Y, and Z in place. I will do that thing. I'll do that thing right as soon as I have that. Like, oh, I want to start eating in a way that's supportive to me. So I'm going to like buy a bunch of tools and things that will put me in that space. Now, attracting those items to you that help support you on a journey is one thing. But believing that you need to have all of these things in order to start your journey is another. You don't need anything to start the journey. You can start right now. You are in the perfect place to make changes right now. And any excuses you make about having to have things a certain way in order for you to care about yourself, that's not deliberately allowing your connection to the stream of well-being. You are in the perfect place right now. You only have to tune in by reaching for a better feeling thought to immediately change the environment or the circumstances that surround you. So instead of thinking the environment has to change or divine masculine has to change, no, 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 no. That energy does not have to change outside of you. It doesn't. You can go within right now. Right now, connect to source, allow well being, allow balance inside of yourself, and you will get there from here. And that's Six of Swords energy. Look at the bigger picture. You are stuck on the details. You are stuck on thinking these thoughts over and over again about like where, when, how, where, when, how, where, when, how, where, when, how. Stop. Look at the bigger picture. Why? Why do you want that? Why? That's the bigger picture. Look at the whole thing. Look at how far you've come. Also, we have a tendency to be in that negative bias where we don't give ourselves credit from where we were. Where were you a year ago? I mean, all of us were probably not in our houses 24 hours a day. So there's that. But where were you mentally, physically, financially, relationship wise? Where were you? Even if you were in a relationship and you had a job and you had XYZ in place, I bet when you think about it now, you realize that even with those things, mentally, you are better off in this moment than you were then because we are always expanding. If you're the same, if you haven't changed, if you are feeling stuck, that's because you are thinking the same thoughts and everything is changing to reflect the sameness that you have achieved in your headspace. 100. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? When I look at your heart space, your soul is calling you to not give up, to be hopeful, to trust in your power, to be victorious over attachment to a specific person, to release that person, to work hard on yourself and work hard to rebuild a foundation for yourself, to come out of this pause, this silence, this overthinking that you've been doing, and to grab that sword, that Ace of Swords, that new energy, that new idea, and run with it swiftly and start to take action. That's what your soul is calling you to do. Answer that call. Oh, I get a new card today, and it's so weird because I literally was thinking. So I have this deck, the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, and I'm learning it. So I read the cards on these daily readings, and I was thinking about these cards today. I don't even remember why, and I was wondering if there was a giraffe card, and here's Giraffe Spirit. And he says, see the big picture. So it's literally your Moonology card reiterated for you. And here's the deeper message, Divine Feminine. Giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops and look down from a high vantage point. When giraffe spirit appears, it is a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it is time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view, Open your eyes to what others need or are experiencing and see the big picture you fit into. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, you don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances. So stretch yourself. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level and know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. Spirit will bestow upon you a new perspective that might make all the difference. So, look at the bigger picture. See the bigger picture. You're very caught up in the details and it is not benefiting you. Okay, Divine Masculine, how are you doing? You're in the light traits of the dilettante, which is delights in the arts without having to be a professional and alerting you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So you are in a place where you are okay with your Page of Cups energy. You are okay with your Page of Pentacles energy. This cycle of chafing against that energy has ended. You now accept that it's okay not to have to be a professional to do something. In this case, be able to start this really positive relationship or experience this manifestation of this thing that you desire. You're ready to do this. You are not having to be a professional and you're just diving in and you're alert and aware about being too superficial, being in a Knight of Wands energy when you really want to be in a King of Wands energy. You're very aware of this right now. I love Spirit. You're also in the light attributes of the Virgin, which is maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. And the thing that I love the most is that the shadow attribute has been released, which is fear of intimacy. And this is truly where you are. You are in a place where you are maintaining that symbolic purity, that Page of Cups of heart and spirit, of being new again. You are like new. You've never experienced this. You haven't. You just haven't. And you are allowing yourself to fully embody that energy where you are in a pure, innocent, true love place. And you're not afraid of intimacy with Divine Feminine. Saint Bernadette is here to support you because you are about to speak your truth. There's that Seven of Swords in reverse, and Divine Feminine knows it. That's why she doesn't want to make a choice to walk away right now, because she knows that you are ready to speak this truth to her and that you're afraid and you're timid about it, but she feels that it's here and it's coming. And so Saint Bernadette is supporting you. Speaking your truth is going to set you free, and it's going to be a wonderful experience for you. I can gradually change my vibrational frequency. There is no thought that you cannot eventually have, just as there is no place that you cannot eventually reach from wherever you are. But you cannot instantly jump to a thought that has a vibrational frequency very different from the thoughts you are usually thinking. So, the image on this card is these snowflakes that transition into these flowers, right? So something that's cold and transitioning into something growing beautiful. And they start out as snowflakes, and then gradually, as we look closely at them, we can see their relationship to these flowers. But they don't start from here and become this growth. They start with these little small ideas, and they eventually we can get to where we want to go. So you can't instantly jump to that thought, but you can eventually reach where you want to be by gradually reaching for the better feeling thought that allows you to shift from this old vibration that you've been in into this new one. Be bold and make the first move, Divine Masculine. This will be very helpful for you. That's all I'm going to say. Trust your path. If you knew you were supported, what would you do? If you had all the money, if you had your parents' support, your family support, your spouse's support, all of the people in your lives being like, go, go, go. All the money in your bank account there for you. Didn't have to worry at all. Knew that every single thing that you wanted was supported. What would you do? Would you keep watching that show you've been watching, binging? Or would you do what it is that you long to do because you're completely supported in doing it? You are. You are supported. Everything that I just said that you would need in place to feel supported, that is here. That has been with you here, continues to be with you here. Divine Masculine, you are supported. Trust your path. I got another new card. I'm excited. This is Sandpiper Spirit. That's cute. It says, be playful. Colette says, sandpipers are like cute little clowns poking their beaks into the sand before darting off to chase the waves. The appearance of sandpiper spirit is a sign that now is a time to engage your playfulness. Whatever tasks you have before you, perform them with the lightness of being. Explore the familiar, discovering the new in the old. Who knows what treasures await you when you let yourself laugh and have fun? Sandpiper Spirit's happy and curious nature can help you to feel rejuvenated as you remember your ability to run and fly and dance playfully. So be playful, Divine Masculine. Embrace that page energy that you've got right now, this new energy, these new feelings, and be playful. Divine Feminine loves that energy from you anyway. So turn it up. Okay. Bottom of the deck for this union. You are in the light attributes, both of you, of the servant energy, which is a delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. So you are both delighted. You have this free and loving heart towards one another. And in general, in your lives, you have this free and loving energy that comes when you're in love. And you are really willing to be in service. You feel delighted in helping others. And you stopped using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with your lives. You've released this fear that you don't have enough materially to be able to have the life that you want. Saint Teresa of Lisieux, the little flower, is here to support you in the steady progress that you are making as you continue this healing journey, as you continue to be able to work on these dreams that you want to manifest. I am a vibrational being in a vibrational environment. You are, even in your physical expression of flesh, blood, and bone, a vibrational being. And everything you experience in your physical environment is vibrational. And it is only through your ability to translate vibration that you are able to understand your physical world at all. So you are both in this place where you understand that even in your physical expression, you are a vibrating being. And that everything is vibrational. And as you translate vibration, you're seeing it happen here before you. So you're really starting to embrace the law of attraction and the power of that law. Conclusions are within reach. I don't have to get up and walk over to that table over there to get something off of it. I can reach my computer right now. I'm close. That's how close you are. You can reach out and touch these conclusions. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. The two of you must trust that this is happening. It is happening. This heaven on earth that you're longing for, it's happening. And you are getting armadillo spirit. Divine couple, set healthy boundaries. All right? Learning to set healthy boundaries is the gift of armadillo spirit. You are entering a phase where, in order for you to be in alignment with your intentions and co-create your best life, you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that may have been okay for you in the past. This also means that you need to learn where you end and where others begin, what is yours to own and what is not. Know your limits and understand that it's an empowering choice to say no to what doesn't feel right. Armadillo spirit is here to tell you it's time to be honest with yourself about what you really want. Be clear on what you are agreeing to, declare what your needs are, and say no as a full sentence. Trust your body signals and you will know what to do. Armadillo spirit guides you in making good decisions that are grounded in a strong sense of what belongs to you and what does not. So, divine couple, I think this is about setting up healthy boundaries between the two of you, of course. Specifically, be clear on what you're agreeing to together and declare what your needs are and say no as a full sentence. You don't need to explain. If there are things that don't resonate with you, you get to say no, period. But you also need to cultivate this in having healthy boundaries with those around you because you're coming into union. You're about to achieve this manifestation that you are wanting, whether that's a relationship or some manifestation of something. People are going to have opinions, ideas. They're going to take things personally. They're not going to be sure where they end and where you begin. They're going to be unclear. So you have to be very clear, divine couple, about your boundaries with those in your lives that are going to have reactions to this manifestation. And then finally, we will close today's reading, which for me officially has been an hour and 40 minutes since I had to redo part of it. Honestly, it flowed so fast, though. We're closing this reading with the goddess Eve. The word Eve means life. The goddess Eve is the mother and nurturer of all life. She is the creator of the world and of all living beings, lady of the beasts and steward of all growing things. Even in the Bible, she is portrayed with a snake, a potent symbol of the vital life force found in every living being, representing rebirth and regeneration. In one of the Gnostic texts, it is Eve who calls Adam to life. Eve is the embodiment of primal female creative energy, of the powerful urge to create and sustain life. She is active femininity and relatedness to all that lives. She is life itself, right? Empress energy. So you can do your meditative practice with this goddess, which is you hold your hands over your heart and for about 15 minutes or more, 15 is usually is sufficient. Repeat the mantra in a state of meditation. My heart is the heart of the goddess, and you're embodying the creative goddess right now, Eve, life energy, the Empress. So that will be the meditation that you can do today if you want to tap into that goddess energy. And this is for divine masculines and divine feminines because we need to bring goddess energy in because we have been focused on God energy. We have an imbalance. So it's important for us to honor the feminine and start to raise her up to an equal, balanced position with divine masculine energy. So that is why we end with goddess energy, and that is why we're trying to cultivate goddess energy. Yes, Jermaine, you can ask me a question. So we've got to the closing of this reading. I hope there were a lot of helpful messages in there for you and that you can take them today and kind of ruminate over some of the things that you not necessarily were willing to see, so to speak. And be honest with yourself about what it is that you desire and allow yourself to have those desires. Don't suppress them. I already took my medicine. I got to change the time on that. So for divine feminine, be willing to look at yourself and look at your desires. Divine masculine, continue in this place where you are starting to become more comfortable with the newness of the energy that you are in. And don't have so much fear about the strength of the connection or the divine feminine strength or her willingness to hear you and be understanding. Release those fears so that you can speak your truth. And Jermaine, if you want to ask your question, go ahead. If you want to ask it anything my guides or ancestors want to let me know. Let me see what card deck I could use. Here, we'll use the Work Your Light deck. Whoop. We got Jermaine, birthing a new age, birthing new creations, and dreaming a new world into being, which really fits with this Empress energy, and Eve being our goddess. So this is birthing this new creation and deep replenishment. So retreat, rest, and be held. So there's this message here for you that when you have done this, when you've gone through this process of Empress energy, any woman who has survived the labor and delivery of a child will tell you it is extremely painful, exhausting, requires a certain amount of healing energy, Nine of Wands energy, right? When we have this happen. So, the deep replenishment and rest that's so important. You must give yourself this time to do this healing. Be held by your ancestors. They're with you and they're supporting you. And this new energy that is here, there's also this feeling of like, don't be afraid of it. This is new. We're in the age of Aquarius. There's innovation here, there's newness all around. Just be held, be replenished so that you can be prepared to take on this new energy that you have painfully brought here into the 3D. I hope that was helpful to you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you have a really great day today. I am going to go post over on Instagram a story asking what song you feel embodies the lovers. Answer the little sticker in that story, and then I will enter you. I will add your song to a playlist. I shuffle the playlist, and then I give free hour-long readings, personal readings for you when I do shuffle that playlist, and I choose a few winners from it. So if you want to participate, head over to Instagram, Tuned In Tarot, and go ahead and answer the question so you can play. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a great day today, and I will see you tomorrow here on Tuned In Tarot. Take care.